Which of the following marketing practices would most likely breach the LICP due to lack of balance? A. Highlighting both the benefits and significant exclusions clearly. B. Advertising 100% guaranteed payout without noting conditions. C. Stating typical advice costs are X with clear disclaimers. D. Including realistic customer story with full disclosure of outcomes. The correct answer is B. Advertising 100% guaranteed payout without noting conditions explanation. Under the code's balanced marketing requirement, promotional materials must be truthful and not misleading. Blanket guarantee with no conditions is deceptive. Options A and D comply with balanced disclosure. Option C is acceptable and transparent. Once a claim is lodged and all required documentation is received, the insurer is obligated to A. Provide a final claim decision within 30 calendar days. B. Immediately pay the full claim without further review. C. Request more documents even when the file is complete. D. Defer decision-making until the next renewal period. The correct answer is A. Provide a final claim decision within 30 calendar days. Explanation. The code mandates that insurers finalize claims within 30 calendar days once complete. Option B might cause overpayment. C and D delay fairness and transparency. Scenario is Patel receives group life cover via her superannuation and makes a claim. The insurer applies only the retail code standards and disregards group-specific obligations. What has likely been misunderstood? A. The code only applies to retail policies. B. Group life via superannuation is not covered. C. Providers must apply the code to both retail and group products. D. Members are not entitled to code protections. The correct answer is C. Providers must apply the code to both retail and group products. Explanation. The code applies equally to retail and group life insurance when offered by a subscribing entity. Misunderstanding this results in non-compliance with group-level obligations. Which action best demonstrates compliance when giving general advice over the phone? A. Advising that this might suit many people and recommending so if more detail is needed. B. Making specific product recommendations without understanding the client's situation. C. Discussing competitor products without disclosing research basis. D. Providing detailed advice on ownership structure without disclaimers. The correct answer is A. Advising that this might suit many people and recommending so if more detail is needed. Explanation. When giving general advice, insurers must clarify the nature of advice, outline that it's not based on personal circumstances, and offer to develop statement of advice so if needed. Option A achieves compliance. Why is it essential that a EC written in plain language under the code? A. To reduce policy length and save printing costs. B. To ensure policyholders truly understand benefits and exclusions. C. To avoid liability in court proceedings. D. To comply only with the sick conduct regulations. The correct answer is B. To ensure policyholders truly understand benefits and exclusions. Explanation. The code requires PDS to be clear and understandable to enable consumers to make informed decisions. Reducing costs. A. Avoiding liability. C. Or merely complying with the sick. D. Do not meet the consumer-focused rationale. Scenario. Mr. Loops filed a total and permanent disability claim. The insurer has serious concerns about his medical documentation but provides no updates for 10 weeks. What should the insurer have done under the code? A. Requested full records even after 10 weeks without communication. B. Provided regular updates and estimated timelines. C. Denied the claim for missing deadlines. D. Transferred the file to another department without notifying Mr. Loops. The correct answer is B. Provided regular updates and estimated timelines. Explanation. The code requires insurers to communicate delays, explain reasons, and provide estimated timelines for decisions, especially when awaiting information. Identifying best practice when recommending a policy to a client over age 78. Conduct thorough needs assessment, taking into account health, dependence, and finances. B. Only consider policy premiums compared to other clients. C. Use brochure supplied scripts without personalizing. D. Only offer the most profitable product. The correct answer is A. Conduct thorough needs assessment, taking into account health, dependence, and finances. Explanation. The code mandates suitability and appropriateness in recommendations, particularly for older clients who may require additional consideration of health and financial context. If policy terms change midterm, insurers must A. Inform customers, clearly explain the changes, and offer opt-out if adversely impacted. B. Rely on customers to read updated versions on their website. C. Only notify when renewal is up for review. D. Send a generic notification without details. The correct answer is A. Inform customers, clearly explain the changes, and offer opt-out if adversely impacted. Explanation. Per the code, insurers must actively communicate changes, providing clear explanations, timing, and cancellation rights if terms worsen. Scenario: a mail-out advertises that critical illness cover at no added cost, but hides in fine print that only select customers qualify. What code requirement is likely fail? A. Offering free coverage is allowed if fine print clarifies. B. Material must be clear, not misleading, or omit key conditions. C. Mail-out promotions are exempt from code scrutiny. D. Customers should call to clarify terms. The correct answer is B. Material must be clear, not misleading, or omit key conditions. Explanation. The code prohibits misleading promotions, even if clarifications are given later. The offering must be transparent and balanced in the initial communication. Under the code, when can customers request access to their own claims file? A. Anytime. Insurers must provide reasonable access. B. Only when litigation begins. C. Once the claim is fully approved. D. After 12 months from claim closure. The correct answer is A. Anytime. Insurers must provide reasonable access. Explanation. Customers have the right to reasonable access to their claim materials at any stage, enabling oversight, understanding decisions, and preparing for reviews or appeals. Which of the following practices would most likely breach the design and distribution obligations? D. In life insurance. A. Releasing a new trauma product with exclusions disclosed in bold print. B. Selling a high premium product to a retiree without assessing affordability. C. Publishing a target market determination (TMD) with risk descriptions. D. Withholding product from sale until staff are trained on the PES. The correct answer is B. Selling a high premium product to a retiree without assessing affordability. Explanation. The DEO requires insurers to distribute products only to suitable target markets. Selling to a retiree without evaluating needs affordability violates this obligation. Options A, C, and D support compliance. Scenario: an insurer advertises a peace of mind guaranteed, cover for every situation. However, the PDS shows pre-existing conditions and mental health exclusions. Which code principle has most likely been breached? A. TMD disclosure requirements. B. The conduct of third-party advisors. C. Plain language requirements. D. Promotional material must not be misleading or deceptive. The correct answer is D. Promotional material must not be misleading or deceptive. Explanation. Statements implying universal coverage while exclusions exist are misleading, breaching the code's obligation to ensure balanced and truthful promotion. This affects consumer decision-making and trust. What is a key difference between personal and general advice in life insurance under the code? A. Personal advice does not require assessing financial objectives. B. General advice must be provided by a licensed advisor. C. Personal advice must be based on the client's individual needs and circumstances. D. General advice can only be given through group life policies. The correct answer is C. Personal advice must be based on the client's individual needs and circumstances. Explanation. Personal advice under the code must reflect the client's specific financial situation, needs, and goals. General advice does not consider these personal factors. Options A, B, and D are inaccurate or misleading. Why is the use of plain language and product disclosure statements critical under the code? A. It reduces the cost of product development. B. It prevents the need for financial advice. C. It ensures customers clearly understand policy benefits and exclusions. D. It allows insurers to avoid regulatory oversight. The correct answer is C. It ensures customers clearly understand policy benefits and exclusions. Explanation. Plain language is essential to help customers make informed decisions. It also supports the principle of transparency and reduces misunderstanding about cover, limitations, and rights. Scenario: Mr. Benson was contacted by a call center agent and sold a policy within 10 minutes. He later discovered that critical illness exclusions were not discussed, and the agent did not explain his cooling off rights. Which code breach is most evident? A. Failure to complete medical underwriting. B. Lack of clear advice on investment options. C. Pressure selling and inadequate disclosure of policy terms. D. Incorrect PDS printing. The correct answer is C. Pressure selling and inadequate disclosure of policy terms. Explanation. The code prohibits high-pressure tactics and requires that cooling-off periods and exclusions be clearly explained. Quick sales without adequate discussion are non-compliant and unethical. What obligation does an insurer have regarding advertising conducted by third-party distributors? A. No obligation unless the distributor is a financial advisor. B. Ensure the materials meet code standards even if developed externally. C. Only review materials after a customer complaint. D. Let the distributor handle compliance on their own terms. The correct answer is B. Ensure the materials meet code standards even if developed externally. Explanation. Insurers remain accountable for all advertising under their brand, including through third parties. They must ensure the materials are clear, balanced, and accurate, regardless of who creates them. Under the code, what is the primary responsibility of insurers regarding their sales intermediaries? A. Pay bonuses only if they meet sales targets. B. Allow unmonitored sales if the intermediary is licensed. C. Ensure they are trained, competent, and comply with code standards. D. Avoid liability for third-party misstatements. The correct answer is C. Ensure they are trained, competent, and comply with code standards. Explanation. Insurers must train and monitor advisors and intermediaries to ensure ethical and compliant sales practices. This responsibility is direct and cannot be shifted to external agents. Scenario: Sarah purchased a life policy but soon realized it didn't suit her needs. She called the insurer on day 18 to cancel. The agent told her that cancellation wasn't possible since she already received her documents. What code obligation was likely breached? A. Offering policy upgrades during cancellation. B. Denial of claim for pre-existing conditions. C. Misrepresenting the right to cooling off period. D. Delaying underwriting assessments. The correct answer is C. Misrepresenting the right to a cooling off period. Explanation. The cooling off period typically lasts at least 21 days. Customers can cancel for a full refund if within this window the insurer's staff gave incorrect information, breaching the code's clarity requirements. A target market determination (TMD) is used to A. Identify suitable advertising channels for life insurance products. B. Define which consumers a product is designed for and how it should be sold. C. Set commission structures for intermediaries. D. Reduce policy exclusions and broaden eligibility. The correct answer is B. Define which consumers a product is designed for and how it should be sold. Explanation. TMBs are part of the design and distribution obligations. D. Or ensure products are only sold to suitable consumers and that the distribution method is appropriate. When selling life insurance through superannuation, which of the following is required under the code? A. Advising members only after fund deductions begin. B. Ensuring members understand group policy limitations. C. Using opt-out default cover only with complex riders. D. Relying solely on trustees for communication. The correct answer is B. Ensuring members understand group policy limitations. Explanation. The code requires clear and accessible disclosure, especially for group life through superannuation, where customers may not proactively seek information. Understanding limitations, benefits, and exclusions is essential. What is the impact of the post-2021 reforms to the duty of disclosure in life insurance? A. Applicants are now only required to disclose facts if explicitly asked. B. The insurer has no responsibility to ask relevant questions. C. Applicants must still volunteer all known medical history. D. The duty of utmost good faith has been removed entirely. The correct answer is A. Applicants are now only required to disclose facts if explicitly asked. Explanation. The 2021 reforms replaced the old duty of disclosure with a duty to take reasonable care not to misrepresent. This means the onus is on insurers to ask clear and relevant questions, and customers are not penalized for non-volunteered information unless they answered dishonestly. Scenario: Is Kane applied for income protection? The insurer contacted her psychologist directly without her consent to verify treatment history. Which obligation has most likely been breached under the code? A. Duty of utmost good faith. B. Requirements around medical underwriting transparency. C. use of personal medical information without consent. D. Delays in claim resolution timelines. The correct answer is C. Use of personal medical information without consent. Explanation. Insurers must obtain explicit consent before collecting personal medical data, especially from third parties. Breaching medical privacy contravenes both the Code and the Privacy Act 1988. Under the Code, what must a life insurer do when underwriting decisions are delayed? A. Automatically decline the application. B. Notify the applicant about the delay and provide a new time frame. C. Proceed to issue the policy at a default premium. D. Escalate the matter to internal dispute resolution. IDA. The correct answer is B. Notify the applicant about the delay and provide a new timeframe. Explanation. Insurers must provide clear communication and revised timelines if underwriting is delayed. Transparency and timeliness are core obligations to support fair treatment and reduce uncertainty. Scenario: Mr. Camel made a claim for terminal illness cover. Despite submitting 2 specialist reports, the insurer insisted on an additional assessment and delayed the decision for 11 weeks. Which code obligation may have been breached? A. Delaying the start of the waiting period. B. Failure to make a fair and timely decision based on available evidence. C. Wrongful use of reinsurance clauses. D. Misuse of a ME target market determination. The correct answer is B. Failure to make a fair and timely decision based on available evidence. Explanation. The Code requires that insurers make timely and fair decisions, particularly in urgent claims. E.g., terminal illness. Repeated assessments may be necessary, but they must not cause unjustified delays when adequate medical evidence is already provided. According to the Code and associated privacy standards, when can an insurer use genetic testing information? A. When it was collected from family history alone. B. Only when the customer has undergone a test and voluntarily discloses it. C. Whenever there is suspicion of hereditary illness. D. To compel testing prior to policy issuance. The correct answer is B. Only when the customer has undergone a test and voluntarily discloses it. Explanation. Insurers can only use genetic test results if they are voluntarily disclosed by the applicant. They cannot require testing or use family history without medical evidence. This aligns with privacy protections and anti-discrimination laws. If a customer disputes a claim decision, what is the first step required under the Code? A. Take the matter to court immediately. B. Submit a complaint directly to the Life Code Compliance Committee. C. Lodge an internal dispute with the insurer's IDA process. D. Instruct a lawyer to draft a legal demand. The correct answer is C. Lodge an internal dispute with the insurer's IDA process. Explanation. Before escalating to external bodies. E.g., the Code requires customers to first use the insurer's internal dispute resolution IDA. This ensures fairness and gives the insurer a chance to correct decisions without formal litigation. Scenario: Samantha was declined cover due to reverse medical history but received no further explanation. What code obligation was not fulfilled? A. Providing reasons for underwriting decisions in clear, specific manner. B. Allowing her to reapply under group policy. C. Disclosing premium structures to third parties. D. Sending second application pack. The correct answer is A. Providing reasons for underwriting decisions in a clear, specific manner. Explanation. The Code requires insurers to clearly explain underwriting outcomes, particularly when cover is declined or modified. Vague references to adverse history are inadequate and undermine customer trust and transparency. What is the insurer's obligation when requesting information during claim assessment? A. Request all documents upfront and refuse future additions. B. Ask only for relevant information and explain why it's required. C. Collect data from all medical practitioners the client has ever seen. D. Outsource all data collection to third-party assessor. The correct answer is B. Ask only for relevant information and explain why it's required. Explanation. The Code obligates insurers to request only what's necessary and to explain the reason for each request. Overreach or vague demands can lead to delays and non-compliance. Which approach best aligns with Code obligations in handling a complex trauma claim? A. Use automated decision-making to avoid human error. B. Keep the claimant informed regularly and involve appropriate medical professionals. C. Decline the claim unless complete recovery is verified. D. Delay decision-making until all reinsurance assessments are complete. The correct answer is B. Keep the claimant informed regularly and involve appropriate medical professionals' explanation. In complex cases, insurers must balance clinical input and ongoing communication with the claimant. This ensures decisions are fair, timely, and transparent. Scenario: Isaac submitted a total disability claim online. 4 weeks later, he had received no acknowledgement or next steps. What part of the code process was most likely violated? A. Misuse of online forms. B. Delay in communication and claim acknowledgement. C. Premium payment obligations. D. Group policy notification failures. The correct answer is B. Delay in communication and claim acknowledgement explanation. The code mandates prompt acknowledgement of claims and ongoing updates. 4 weeks without a response breaches the obligation to keep customers informed during the claims journey.